Do you know the story of Vauxhall? Because I didn't, but I am about to tell you. Vauxhall became part of the Stellantis group last year after being sold by General Motors for £1.9 billion to the PSA group in 2017, but it started very differently. In 1857, Alexander Wilson formed the very creatively named Alexander Wilson and Company to produce pumps and marine engines. It does get better than this. In 1863, hydraulic crane inventor Alexander, I know again that seems to be a rule, Betts Brown, bought the company. Fast forward to 1903 and yes, we have a car. Kind of. It's more like a land boat because it doesn't have a steering wheel or a reverse gear. But in 1904, both of those things changed. I imagine due to quite a few crashes. Before the First World War, Vauxhall was an innovator. It created luxury cars and cars that pushed the limits of speed. 1925 came along though and people wanted to tighten their purse strings after the First World War. That's when General Motors bought the brand for $2.5 million. Equivalent now to £37 million. That's when we saw the birth of the Vauxhall Cadet, under £300 in 1930. That was a pretty good deal. That launched a string of more budget-friendly cars from Vauxhall. That's until Hitler invaded Poland and Vauxhall changed from a family picnic transporter to a manufacturer of the Mark IV Churchill tank. For some reason they knocked that on the head though in 1945 and resumed car production. Due to demand, a production facility outside of Luton was needed. So Ellesmere Port, second base, was created in 1962 and the Vauxhall Viva followed in 1963. That's when the fuel crisis hit in the 1970s and the rise of small hatchbacks grew massively. And the soaring popularity of the Vauxhall Viva didn't really come down until 1976, 1977. As I'm sure you're aware, in the mid-1970s the phenomenon known as Opalisation occurred. That meant that most of research and development now occurred in Germany in the Opel factories rather than in Vauxhall factories in the UK. Picture the scene, it's 1980, a star is born. Well, it's a car which the name means stars in Latin. It's the Astra. The year 1983, Dennis Nilsson, the murderer, has been arrested and Billie Jean is #1 in the charts. The Vauxhall Nova's here. As we move into the 1990s, there are some notable mentions here. We have the Zafira and we have the Vectra, both critically slated and hated, but commercial successes, meaning that by 2002, Vauxhall had a bumper year. Vauxhall have stayed pretty clear to their middle market fight. Since being bought by PSA, we've seen a rise of crossovers and SUVs, but that's inevitable. The Corsa is one of the best-selling vehicles in the UK. On the commercial side, and Vauxhall made leaps and bounds with their Vivaro E, which is the best-selling electric van in the UK. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, follow and like for more. Submit a query to us in the Get Quote section.